Yo, shout out to West Africa, shout out to West Africa, shout out to West Africa, shout out to West Africa. Yo, today we're gonna have a shout out to West Africa. Probably where my people come from, probably from this peoples that we're talking about today. Probably a big group of my people come from my other people back in West Africa. And today we're gonna be talking about a very mysterious group, a very traditional and ancient group once again. So let's jump into it again today. Today we'll be talking about the Mende people, and the Mende people are located in West Africa in the countries of Sierra Leone and Liberia. Even though majority of the Mende people are in Sierra Leone, there is a group that is in Liberia as well. And the Mende people speak the Mende language among each other, but there are other ethnic groups within Sierra Leone, and so with that being noted, they do also speak Creole, and Creole, is another way that they can communicate with other ethnic groups that do not speak the Mende language. So, the Mende grow rice when they, are around in their towns and their villages. They grow rice. They grow other staple crops that are part of their diet as well, and the other things that they also grow as well is yams and cassava, and they also sell crops too. They're very well known for growing a lot of crops and being a farming type community. So they also sell cocoa, ginger, peanuts, and all kind of other like assorted nuts that that they grow, and palm oil, which palm oil is very big in a lot of West African dishes. I eat a lot of West African dishes when I go to Senegalese restaurants and Ghana, Nigerian restaurants, and Ivory Coast restaurants and things, restaurants like that from West Africa. So palm oil is a really big thing for a lot of the most traditional and some ancient dishes, as well as other kernels and like I said, seeds and things of that nature. So they're agricultural people, so they practice shifting, agriculture, and the men usually clear the fields, while the woman usually, pulls up the weeds or weeds to clear the land so they can farm, basically. So the chief is the secular leader only, but they have different chiefdoms and kingdoms, and the Mende occupies very small towns and villages, and they have groups and towns and the villages and sections, and several of the sections are made up of modern chiefdoms. Like I said, and each chiefdom or each section is headed by a sub-chief. And the chief is a secular leader only. So that being said, that means that he doesn't have any power over the rituals, and when the rituals are performed, the Porro society has the power. In the Porro society, there's also the Porro society, and there's also the Sande society. And the Porro society is basically like a society that's the highest society in the Mende people, and they are the ones that pass down the knowledge of everything, of dance, of ancient traditions, of ancient knowledge, and astrology, and the human body, and all kind of things. So the Porro society is the ones that oversee the traditional rituals and the ceremonies and things of that nature. So the membership into the Porro is necessary for anyone in the position of authority, and in addition to enforcing the Mende law, the Porro and other secret societies educate the boys and girls, and they also regulate the sexual conduct, and as well as concern themselves with agricultural fertility and military training. And they also do a lot of other things as well, basically everything. They are one of the secret societies, and that's actually, the Porro is the men's secret society, and like I said, the Sande is the woman secret society. And the men usually are masked like they look like spirits, I guess you could say, and the men are masked as spirits, and as very prominent in these activities. And a lot of times when they have dances and things of that nature, they will dance up like like for instance, they have a dance and they'll dance up like a panther, which is very sacred to the Mende people. And they will do beautiful dances and just very acrobatic dances. And it was funny because I was showing one of my family members this video, and you know, one of my family was like, oh, that's where hip hop comes from. And I was like, oh yeah, of course. You know, I always knew that. I mean, you think about it, you know, where do African Americans, you know, and where they come from, and Haitians and Jamaicans and things of that nature, where do we get, and how did we create things in the countries that we, you know, reside in now? And it's because of, if you look back to Africa, and Mende tribe being one of the people, you know, there's breakdancing going on, there's flipping, there's all kind of stuff, you know, like the Afro-Brazilians in Brazil that do capoeira, they use the same instruments in the Mende people, which is one of the peoples that use the same instruments that they do in Brazil. So, you know, you can link that up to the motherland and that, you know, in that aspect. So, like I said, the Women's Society is the Sandy, and the Sandy are very known for, you know, certain things. Obviously, how to show younger women how to keep their bodies up, to keep their parents up. And the Mende people, the parents is very, very big. You know, keeping your hair up is a very, very big thing in the Mende people, as well as the longer the hair. It's funny because I love it. I love the Mende people like that, but the longer the hair, more so means that you will have more fertility, and you will just have a very, very fortunate life, because obviously, you know, if you look at your hair, you have thick hair strands or longer hair, that must mean that, you know, you are healthy inside, and that's what the Mende people believe in. So with the traditional religion of the Mende, it includes a supreme creator and, you know, ancestral spirits, and also nature deities or nature gods. If you don't know what deities are gods, you know, nature gods. And you know, there's also people that are called diviners, and the diviners are consulted, you know, in times of illness, or ominous experiences, you know, as far as like with the force deities, or the ultimate creator, the most high creator. And you know, the Mende believe in the power of witches as well, and you know, that's the traditional religion of the Mendes. But there's also some Mendes that are Muslim and Christian as well, you know, as far as like converting, and the slave trade, where a lot of people got converted to the Christian religion and things of that nature. So much Mende art is in the form of jewelry, carvings, and you know, they also produce very, very beautiful woven fabrics, which you know, I've seen a couple and I really love them. They're really, really, really beautiful, and they're very popular throughout West Africa as well. You know, they also produce gold and silver necklaces, bracelets, you know, armlets, earrings, and all kind of things. So they're very, 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 very into crafts and ancient art, and the Mende people have passed down so many different kind of, you know, just different kind of crafts and attributes, whether it be weaving or making jewelry and you know, things of that nature, sculptures and things of that nature. Now, there are some significance to, you know, certain jewelries, and for instance, like the bells on the necklace that the you know, men wear when they go out to the hunt. You know, they wear one single bell, so it's very easy for them to silence that, you know, when they need to, you know, go into stealth mode and to kill an animal. As well as the necklace has, you know, different types of capabilities, which is believed by the many people, and basically the number of bells that they wear, a certain amount of bells that they wear, when they wear certain bells, and you know, the different amounts of bells that they do wear, you know, they believe that this is heard by the spirits and is ringing in both worlds. And you know, when it's ringing in both worlds, it's supposed to be heard by the people in the flesh world, or the, you know, within your skin and your body world, and also by the spirits and the ancestors and the gods of the other world, which is the energy. They look at it as the energy world, or, you know, where the ancestors live, where it's not the physical world, or they can come between both, but you know, you can't necessarily go unless you, you know, have the basically skills to meditate and to just be on a higher level of thinking. You know, not most regular people don't think you can cross between both worlds, but they do believe, many do believe that when you dream and when you daydream and things like that, that's you crossing over into the other world. So the women also wear the bells as well, and when the women wear the bells, the women usually wear a lot of bells. You know, they wear a multiple amount of bells, and you know, this is also to them, you know, it refers to the concept of community. You know, Africa's always big on community, and you know, the Mende people are no different. And you know, since the bells ring, you know, together in a harmonious, you know, state, and they ring together, many people believe that the women wearing it, you know, represent community and the togetherness of the people, the Mende people, and or whoever is there at the time. So the Mende people are also very well known for their masks, and they collect, you know, the masks are basically the collective mind of the Mende community, and you know, this is viewed as one body, you know, one people. As always, you know, we have to stick together, one people, and they are the spirit of the Mende people. The Mende masks, you know, are figures and reminders that human, you know, beings have dual existence. Like I talked about before, they have dual existence, and they live in, you know, the concrete world of flesh, and that is, you know, obviously, you know, you walking around in your body, and you know, you're doing your normal day-to-day basis. And then there's also the spirit world of dreams, faith, you know, aspirations, and imagination. And that, to the Mende, there's two different worlds, and those are those are the two different worlds. And you know, the Mende people have a very deep, very strong history in West Africa, and you know, they have a very strong history in the Americas as well, going all the way up, you know, to North America, to South America. A lot of the Mende people were actually taken during slavery, and a lot of the Mende people, you know, are modern day African Americans, you know, Cubans, Jamaicans, Haitians, you know. And there was actually a very famous story, and I'm pretty sure if you're African American, you should know it for the most part. Maybe not, or maybe you just heard of it in passing. And for the rest of the world that's watching, and for the rest of the African people that are watching, if you've never heard of the movie, it's a movie that was made in 1997. It's called Amistad. I'm pretty sure you did. And Amistad was based off of the Mende people. There was a man, very famous man called Singbe, and Singbe was around from like 1813 to 1878 or 9ish. And you know, he was also later known as Joseph, and he was a West African man of the Mende tribe who was the most prominent and you know, defended in this trial to where, and it was also called the Amistad case because the ship is called the Amistad. And if you didn't know, you know, the Amistad, you know, was a ship, and it was taking slaves from West Africa to Cuba and other parts of the Caribbean and the Americans. And at the time, you know, Singbe and 50 plus other slaves and African men that were taken as slaves, you know, were illegally taken by you know, the European empires were illegally taken. So the movie, if you never watched it, you should watch it. It's a very good movie, even though, you know, I'm sort of sick of slave movies, but that one is one of the exceptions, just because of the story it tells and you know, the ending it has and things, you know, like that. So you should check out, if you ever get a chance, check out Amistad. It came out in 1997. The movie came out in 1997, and the man, he's a famous actor right now. I can't think of his name, but you'll know who he is. And you know, Singbe was who he played in the movie, and Singbe was a famous Mende man that, you know, actually was taken into slavery. So, you know, and this was based on a true story. This is a very true story. And there's other linkages from the Mende people in West Africa to African Americans in America, especially the Gullah people, the Gullah Geechee people in North Carolina, South Carolina, you know, Atlanta. You know, in the 1930s, there was an African American linguist, and his name was Lorenzo Dow Turner, and he found a Gullah family in the coast of Georgia, you know, in the southern states. For people that don't live in America, that might not know, you know, the United States geographic that good. The Georgia is a southern state in the southern part of America, right on top of Florida, you know, and he was in, you know, the Lorenzo, the linguist, he went to Georgia with some Gullah people, and, you know, he actually heard a Gullah, you know, people from Gullah Geechee people had preserved the ancient song, you know, in the Mende language, and it's called A Waka. And like, when I learned about this, I was like, wow, this is amazing. You know, I mean, I actually did a video on the Gullah Geechee people. If you want to take a look at that too, you can go to my channel and see that. But this has been passed down for 200 years, and there was still a Gullah family that was singing it. And then Lorenzo went to West Africa and went to a Mende tribe, or people from Mende people in Mende tribe. There was one particular area, and they were singing the same song, Awaka, and this was passed along. So it was very, very incredible. And there's a lot of ties from the Mende people to America, especially in the South, and also in Cuba as well, and other Caribbean countries. So this was a very, 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 very beautiful thing that even I learned because I never knew exactly the Amistad story. I knew the Amistad story and I knew it, but I didn't know, Singbe was from the Mende people. So I learned something new. So I hope you guys enjoyed me sharing to you about the Mende people. They're very beautiful. If you ever get a chance, you should check out the Mende people when they have their traditional rituals. I mean, man, the men in the, Porro society, secret society, them brothers can dance, man. Them brothers can flip and just break dance and do everything. I mean, it was one of the most amazing things that I ever witnessed and ever saw. And if you get a chance, you should look it up. The Porro Society, as well as the Women's Society and the Sandy Society. Actually, the Sandy Society, one thing I wanted to share with you before we conclude this is that the Sandy Society, they are some of the best dancers in the world. The Sandy Society, they are known, the secret women's society and the Mende people, they are known, head women are known to make the girls dance until they drop. I mean, dance. It is one of the biggest criterias in the Mende people and in the Sandy, secret society, women's secret society, that the woman must know how to dance. That is a number one thing. And I think that's the thing for the most part throughout all of Africa. Maybe it's just natural rhythm, or maybe it's just natural rhythm mixed with a lot of practice. But either way, we get it done, and we're rhythmic, or rhythmatic people nonetheless. So as always, we're gonna keep it moving, we're gonna keep going. To all my African people at the end of this, let me say, to all my Mende people, whoever sees this back in the motherland of West Africa, one day I will be coming to see you guys. Hopefully you give me an open offer, extend your hand out. I'll definitely come. I really, really love the Mende people, and they're really, really intriguing, and you should check them out. And as always, to all my Africans around the world, stay African. It's not the easiest time for us, especially in this time period with all the stuff happening to us around the world. But as always, to all my African people, stay up, one love, and be African and stay African regardless of what they say. I'm out. Peace.
So long, now I don't win the race. One miss for treat you right, cause you know me light. When it dark, oh yeah, girl you make it bright. Your love is so divine, girl you treat me kind. Sweet, sweet lovey, sweet, sweet lovey, lovey. Sweet, sweet lovey, sweet, sweet lovey, lovey. My African beauty, so addicted to you. My African beauty, me and you two go last. You not me cutie, go escape you not me ate. My African beauty, me and you two go last. You not me cutie, go escape you not me ate. My African beauty, me and you two go last. You not me cutie, go escape you not me ate. My African beauty, me and you two go last. When God don't give some man go poor, my dreams for you no one can tell. Every time I look at you, I see a future, me and you. Girl, let me take you around.